Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am going to be doing a quick tutorial going back in with the Urban Decay Elements palette. It was requested that I do a tutorial for the very first look I created with this palette. I do have like kind of a overview type of review video as well as another tutorial using this. But the very first look I created was kind of this peacock look. It's right here. I'll probably put it on the screen. And it was requested that I do a tutorial for that look. It's a very, very simple look. Nothing like, I don't think that requires, you know, much skill or technique. I remember just kind of sitting down and kind of sloppily putting the shadows on my eyes and it ended up looking really pretty. So I didn't really think that it, like, I don't know, I didn't really think about doing a tutorial for it. But yeah, since it was requested and I haven't filmed in like over a week, I just thought like I'll sit down and do this a look and you know, share that with you. Now this look wasn't something that I kind of came up with on my own. The original look that I was inspired by was created by Sarah Kalima Makeup on Instagram, and it looks like this. Oh my gosh. Hi cat. Just barging in my room, hold on. Alright, so my cat might be loud purring or meowing, but we'll just ignore that. Anyways, so I really love the look. I just thought it was so pretty. Everything down to like the kind of more bushy, fluffy, feathery brows that I kind of imitated as well. Hers looks a lot more blended, a lot more skillful. And the way I did it was just like a little more messy, but I still think it turned out really well. You guys seem to like it. So the one thing is that I do remember that when I created this look, it does get pretty messy because I am using more of the glittery shadows. This palette only has like 4 matte shadows, and so the colorful shadows I'm going to be using like in my crease are glittery, chunkier shadows. I remember getting a ton of fallout. So that's why I don't have the rest of my face done at all. And I'm also gonna try to switch up use the brushes I use. I originally used I think like my Smith brushes, the natural hair brushes, and with chunkier glitters or shadows, those are gonna kind of make crazy fallout. So I'm going to see if maybe switching and using some synthetic brushes for the crease and blend and stuff like that might work a little bit better, because usually those kind of hold on to those kind of shadows better. I don't know, we shall see. But just a warning for you guys, if you're going to recreate this look, do your eyes first, do your face afterwards, because most likely it will be a mess. So anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. Alright, so I do remember that originally I didn't use any eyeshadow primer or anything. I might have had a little bit of concealer on my eyes because I originally did it. I had my face done already. But today I am going to just use a primer just because I got this one recently and I just been wanting to use it. It's the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer, but I also want to kind of cancel out my dark circles, so I'm also going to add a touch of this concealer from Doll 10. I'm just going to do a little touch of both of them on my eyes and kind of mix them before I go in with the shadows. And then I'm just going to be using my little finger bullet to kind of blend those together, just so I have like a more blank canvas. Bring that under my eye a little bit too. Right now I do recall setting my entire lid with that shade Antidote, which is one of the only matte shades in the palette. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush just to sweep that all over my lid, kind of from lash line to brow bone. I'm going to be using the Stilazzi Large Fluff to do that. Sorry that was out of focus, I think. So I am going to still use my Smith brush. This is the fluffier one that I have, the 232 brush. I'm going to be going into the shade Elemental because Sarah's makeup had those pretty colors, but she also had, you can see she's got this kind of like orangey brown transition, so that's what I'm going to do. Also, she really winged this out, and I did the same thing when I recreated this look, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this just kind of like start that transition and start that like winged out eyeshadow look. So for that I'm going to go into the shade Elemental using my Smith 232 brush. And don't be afraid to get too messy with this. like, or bring it up too high. You could always clean it up. I don't think I did this originally, but I am going to do some cleanup when I do my brows. So, you know, you could kind of do that same kind of a thing. Also, since I'm not doing my face first, I'm not, you know, trying to be too careful. But see how we're just going to kind of really wing this out. It looks super dramatic right now, but once everything pulls together, it looks really good. Now I'm also just going to take that same shade with the same brush and just kind of sloppily run that under my lower lash line. And then I'm also going to have that lower lash line kind of meet out the outer corner here, as you can see. I'm kind of taking it to meet. So you're kind of starting, and this looks super crazy, I know. This is what I did. So it ended up pulling together, but see how I'm going to pull it under here and just kind of meet it with that outer corner wing thing we got going on. And it's crazy, it's looking so much more intense in the monitor than it is in real life here. I'm looking at the monitor and I'm like, wow, you look insane. I promise it will all pull together. And if it doesn't, it's just makeup. We could wash it off. Alright, here's where it could potentially start getting really messy. But like I said before, I'm going to try to be using a synthetic brush. This is from Luxie. It's their 208 tapered blending brush. I think I just got it in a BoxyCharm box. So I know these brushes are expensive, but if you have any that are like just a synthetic brush like this, I'm sure anyone will work. But I don't even know if this will work for how I want it to work or not. It is a little bit more fluffy than I want. I would want something just a little bit more like kind of tapered and precise. But I don't know, I just want to see if this is going to make less a mess. But anyways, I'm going to be going into the shade Hex Remedy, and that's going to be going into my crease just below where I placed Elemental. And I'll be doing that exact same thing where I kind of wing it out and just going to keep it into my crease and outer corners. Okay, so this is actually placing it really well. Like, it's actually placing it pretty pigmented, and I'm like having barely any fallout. But the downside of this is that this brush specifically is just so wide and fluffy. I'm not getting the preciseness that I want. And again, like I said, this isn't necessarily something where you have to be precise. You can be a little bit messy, which I was originally, but it's kind of like going where I prefer to keep it still a little bit I don't know, a little bit more precise than it is, I guess I should say, but this is working, so I'm just gonna keep going with it. Again, just following that winged out look here. And I am also going to be taking that to my lower lash line as well. Also, don't be afraid to get it on your lid on the inner and outer corner too, because you still want a little bit of that purple to show, along with the black or the blue and the green on your lid. Anyway, so this worked really, really well, and there is still a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you could really tell, but last time it was just like crazy fallout. So this definitely I would recommend, since you're going to be blending chunkier shadows, use a synthetic brush. That will treat you a lot better. So next up, we are going to go into the blue shade, and for that I'm going to be using this kind of like flat packing brush. This is from NBA Cosmetics, and I believe it's natural hair, but it's like horsehair or something like that. And it's just very, very soft. It works really well with metallic shadows, and so that's and it's like flat but kind of a little bit thicker, so it's going to be really great for getting the shadow on the inner and outer corners. And so anyways, we're going to go into the shade Sapphire Dream, and just like I said, pack that to the inner and outer corners of my eyes, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing to the lower lash line that I do the upper lid, just because we're kind of mimicking the entire look on top and bottom. So, and to apply, I'm just going to be patting and dabbing the eyeshadow on. We're not going to really do much blending, just patting it on will work just fine. Once I get to my crease, I will just do a little bit of sweeping back and forth and doing a little bit of blending just to kind of diffuse it up with that purple up there. This is looking real great. Alright, so now optionally, I'm just going to go back in with that brush I used with the purple shade. I'm just going to go back in and just add a touch more to the edges, just to blend a little bit better. So it's not like super harsh. I think in my original look, I kind of left it a little bit harsh. I didn't like worry too much about blending, and so it's kind of I'm doing a similar thing here, but I just want it a little bit more blended. And then I'm just gonna also take a smaller, like just some super small smudgy flat brush with that purple shade and just add a little bit more, come on lighting, to the inner corner here where I kind of covered some of it up, but a little bit too much blue. Again, it's not a big deal, it's just I still want, you know, like it to go from the purple to the blue to the green. So, alright, now I'm going to go in with another flat brush. This is from Beauty Junkies. It's their Pro Concealer brush. This one from Beauty Junkies is the one I used in my original look for the blue as well as the green. I just decided to use two different brushes just because, but you definitely don't have to. Anyway, so for the green, I'm actually going to be going into the shade Secret Keeper. It's that very vibrant green. It's so pretty. And again, just like with the blue, I'm just going to be patting and sweeping that on the center of my lids and then the center of my lower lash line. Alright, so here is the look. This is pretty much it. As you can see, it's like nothing super precise, nothing crazy super blended. It's a little bit choppy, but like that was the look and that's it. I mean, I told you it was easy. It doesn't require too much skill. It still looks pretty. I mean, right now it looks really crazy. We're gonna clean it up. Obviously with the rest of my face, it'll pull together, I promise. And that's it, really. I do have like another shade that I'll add. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just clean up my face, do my face off camera, and I will be back to wrap up the eyes, the brows, and all that kind of stuff. Alright, and back with my face. As you can see, like just the cleanup makes this look so much better, a little less crazy. Yes, it's pretty high up, and I actually, if I'm being honest, I love that. I know probably not everybody will like that, so obviously blend it as high or as low as you feel comfortable with. I do believe I am going to kind of clean it up and bring it down a little bit lower when I do my brows, as I already mentioned. But preferably I want to try not to clean it up too much because I really like how smoky it is. But anyways, moving on, I do want to add a liner. I'm going to be using this one from Urban Decay. This is their 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Overdrive. It is a green liner. I think in my original look I used a black liner, and I have it here. I was going to use it. It's my Rimmel London one that I love. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? The green would look really good with this. And also I think that Sarah in hers, if I look up close, looks like she's wearing a blue eyeliner color in her waterline. So whatever you guys want to do, whatever you have on hand, do black, do nude if you want, do purple, do green, whatever. I just thought it would look kind of pretty with this, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, interestingly enough, it's pulling a little bit blue, just because I think I got a little bit of that blue in my waterline, like the shadow kind of just, as it was falling out, a little bit got on my waterline, so it's kind of like looking a little bit blue-green, so actually turned out kind of perfect. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to do my brows. You guys have seen me do this, I think, once or twice before. It's kind of like my new-ish brow routine for like this more natural brow, but it still takes me like 15 minutes or so. Maybe not that long, but seriously. Anyways, I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to be running that through my brows. Just, it adds a little bit of a color, it kind of fluffs them up and gets them in line like I like. And then what I'm going to do is go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer just to kind of clean up any mess that might have made with the brow tint, as well as kind of clean up some of this here, so it'll bring it down just a little bit. So anyways, so I'm gonna probably speed right through this since we've seen it done. Alright, and then I'm going to be going in with the It Cosmetics brush that I always use for my brows, and this is where I'm going to kind of clean up the shadow a little bit with that concealer. So this is what you can do if you feel like you brought it up too high. Just that little bit of concealer, just kind of tap it and blend it, and you can kind of blend it down. As you can see, I'm not blending it down too much because I don't want to clean too much. I like it smoked out just a little bit, but you can see it's a little bit more tame than this side, so yeah, it makes it just look a little bit more cleaned up and tame. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other brow off camera, and then we'll come back on to finish up the look. Alright, brows are done, so what I'm going to do is grab one more shadow from the palette. I'm going to be using this center shade called Luna. It's a very, very glittery shadow. It doesn't have a lot of stick to it. Basically, when you put it on, you're really just getting a little bit of sparkle. So I might have to like kind of go over and pack it on a few different times. But I'm going to be applying that to the inner corner of my eyelid with a pencil brush. This one is from Stilazzi. What you really want to do is just kind of dab it in place. And I think what would help is if maybe I sprayed it, but I don't have my setting spray over here and I don't feel like getting up again, so I'm just going to kind of keep patting and layering it. And this goes really well actually, because in Sarah's photo, my inspiration photo, she's got a little bit of kind of like blue sparkle as well, and this like shade Luna has a little bit of, it's like a white shadow, but it has a little bit of blue and kind of maybe even pink sparkle to it, so it kind of matches really well. Ugh, I love the way this turned out. Oh my gosh, I was almost doubting myself the way this was going. I forgot how much of a mess this look is until you're finished. Oh my gosh, how many of you guys, like, be honest, totally, like, be honest, leave a comment right now, stop what you're doing, and leave a comment letting me know if you really were looking at this video and were like, this is a mess, I don't imagine this pulling together. Because I was feeling like that even though I'd done this look before, but it's been a while, and oh my gosh, train wreck city. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara. I'm not doing lashes because I didn't do lashes for this look originally, and I thought it looked just fine. Plus the Urban Decay Perversion mascara is a really, really great one. It does amazing for like really giving volume and lift and all that stuff for my lashes. I feel like it's one of those mascaras that helps you feel like you almost have falsies on but without falsies, so it's a great mascara. Now lastly, before I do wrap up this look, in my original look I used this stamp liner, which is a little star stamp, and put it right there, and I just really like the way that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat that same thing. Okay, bummer, that one dried out just a little bit. Well, actually, if you guys watch my haul where I purchased it, that one started out dried out, so I would always just kind of like stamp my other liner on top of it to get it soaked, but that's not working anymore. So anyways, I had to kind of improvise and fix it with the liner side of it. So it's not as perfect as it normally would be with the stamp, but I like it anyway. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the look. If you're curious at all what's on my lips, I did put this, this is my doTERRA tinted lip gloss. I had that on in the beginning of this video as well, just because I always like to start with some kind of balm or, you know, lip gloss on. Keep my lips, my dry old lips hydrated, but this adds just a little touch of color too, so it's really, really, really nice. Love it. But yeah, that is it for this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like this isn't like a typical tutorial like where I'm really showing you how to do it right, it's like really such a simple look, a very kind of messy look. Pretty much I feel like anybody can do this look. Again, like really didn't require much skill. Yeah, it pulls together really, really well, and I think looks really, really pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed at least the inspiration of this. Definitely check out Sarah's Instagram page. I will have her linked in the description box. Her inspiration was so pretty. Definitely a lot better than mine, but it was really awesome to be able to recreate it. Funny enough, also, I don't think I mentioned this, her look, she did it like a while ago, so she didn't use this palette. I just thought like this was the perfect palette to recreate that kind of look. So anyways, that wraps it up for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Just want to give a big thank you to Michelle for requesting the tutorial on this look. So I hope, girl, you enjoyed seeing how it was done. If any of you guys do decide to recreate this look and take some pictures, I would love to see them. Feel free to tag me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or wherever, because I would love to see how your look turns out. So anyways, with all that being said, again, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah. See what my hair looks like. A mess. No, so, or feel inspired by it and come on, late. Hey, what you doing there? Giving yourself a little bath here? Just interrupting my filming? Oh my gosh, I felt like I look so crazy. I look like some kind of warrior. Anyways. Yeah. This is gorgeous, yes. Bed head. If you decide to recreate this look, all right, here's where it's kind of like patting and blending, or patting and dabbing, sweeping it on. My lighting is taking me home. Okay, seriously, how cute does he look right now? Looking so cute, just sleeping there. What else is new? See, you know, if you no. Okay, yeah, no, I hate this. I hate my hair down. I think we're just gonna keep it in a messy bun for this look. Messy bun? Yeah? Messy bun, getting stuff done. So this worked really, really well. Alright, now he's curled up in my chair. Look how stinking cute he is. You're so lazy. What are you doing? You're sitting in my chair. You're sitting in my chair. You're sitting in my chair. What are you doing? I'm the brushes brows but doesn't brush hair kind of girl. Let's make it look good in the front. Probably looks horrendous in the back. Should do like a YouTube versus reality. Just turn around and show you the mess that my hair is in the back.